Hello, guys. I hope that all of you are doing great. Well, 90% of the people will actually lose money big time in cryptocurrency. And from the past as well, this has happened. So I wanted my audience to be forewarned. If you learn the art of not losing money in the cryptocurrency, that is when you will automatically start making big sum of money. Now, the reason why I'm telling that is because this comes from the practical world example. Like as you can see, this is the all-time chart of Bitcoin, and the reason I'm showing the Bitcoin chart because every other cryptocurrency follows the Bitcoin chart. If Bitcoin is stable, going up, then every other cryptocurrency follows its own path, like follows the path freely. If it is good, it'll go up. But the moment Bitcoin starts dumping down at any point of time, all the other cryptocurrencies will dump really hard. And this is where the big sum of money is lost by the people who are not vigilant. And in fact, a lot of people will be joining cryptocurrency new. A lot of people have not seen the cycle of the past. They have not seen this drama of 2017 when Bitcoin suddenly, like, the people who have not experienced all this must not be vigilant. All they see is the YouTube thumbnail, Bitcoin going to $150,000, $200,000, which is fine. Eventually, it is going to reach $1 million one day. But the point is, it is not just a straight path. We need to be vigilant on where the big money can be lost. And if we are vigilant onto it, definitely we can save a big sum of money via it. Now, if you see the chart over here, in 2017, what happened? Everything was going smooth, and then by the time of August, September, October, November, Bitcoin, like, it was a parabolic run for the Bitcoin, reached $19,000. That's when the euphoria came in the market. The whole world was engripped by this news when this started happening, the parabolic growth. Something of Bitcoin sort which started 10 cents suddenly started gaining more than $10,000, $12,000, $13,000. People started mortgaging their house to put the money in, expecting the Bitcoin is going to reach $100,000. Guess what? Many of the people, in fact, jumped in at this point when they kept on saying the price is increasing, 16,000, 17,000. It was never like, people were like, it cannot go back, right? It always seems to be a fair seeming story. And that is when, at the peak of $19,000, the dump started happening. And when the dump started happening, people did not want to sell out the loss. They were waiting, okay, what if the price comes up? And then the price started coming up a little bit. It reached back to $17,000. People thought, okay, everything is going to be fine. Nobody thought, like, what is coming next? What came next was a brutal disaster where eventually, like, Bitcoin reached, 5,000, 4,000, 3,000. It reached to the point of like $3,000. Now, $3,000, that is, if you calculate from $19,000 till $3,000, that is like more than 80% of the downfall. So just imagine losing 80% of your wealth at this point of time. I see the reason I'm making all of you guys aware, because I want the people who are watching me, my audience needs to be aware of this scenario. Once you are aware of these scenarios, you save yourself. You understand whenever there is up cycle, there can be a potential down cycle. You play it safe. You enjoy all the gains, but then you know when to get out as well. You need to know when to get out. Just imagine, even if you have made like 3 times gain, 5 times gain, and then suddenly then you see a 50% loss, like 50% total loss. Otherwise, like, it's more than 80% loss. That's disheartening. So this is the reason you need to watch this video. Another bigger factor that happens, see, this is Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin dumps, but the other coins, the altcoins, dumps even harder at the fall of Bitcoin, to the extent some of the altcoin actually went 95, they lost 95% of their value. Just imagine somebody who put their $1 million, they were left with $50,000. Now, if you lose 95%, probably let's say 90% of your value, from $1 million to $100,000 you have reached. Now to go back to $100,000, how many times you have to increase? You have to increment by 1,000%. you have to increment by 10 times, 10x your money in order to gain just back back at your $1 million that you invested. So this is the reason Warren Buffett said 2 rules of investing. Rule number 1, do not lose the money. Rule number 2, do not forget the rule number 1. Why did he say that? Because this is very, very important. People lose money every now and then. In fact, 90% of the people are still going to lose money in this bull run. When the euphoria is going to kick upon, the Bitcoin price is going to rise higher and higher, everyone is going to join all the altcoins and stuff, and then when the crash happens, everyone will expect, okay, this is just a short-term thing, it is going to come back, and it never comes back for a significant period of time. Now let us see the Ethereum chart. As you can see, it is almost exactly following the same pattern. When the Bitcoin dumps, Ethereum dumped. Even though Ethereum is like second biggest cryptocurrency, now it is establishing itself as its own. Now let us see another coin, Litecoin. There you see, what is the peak that it reached over here in 2017? That is approximately, as you can see, $359. And then when the Bitcoin dumped, what price did it reach at lowest? There you go. It eventually reached to $24, from $359 to $24. How much downfall? That is more than 95%. Just imagine losing more than 95% of your wealth. And this is not just the Litecoin. All the other altcoins have the similar kind of story when the Bitcoin dumps hard. This is why it is so much important, because you never know whether you have put the money over here, or over here. Now see, some of the people who are already into this game from the long time back, like from the 2018, like some of the people bought Bitcoin at 4,000, 6,000, 8,000. Yes, they have made a lot of profit. It went April $63,000. Some of them even sold at this point and then again bought back during bear market. Even if they did not buy back, I mean, eventually they would not lose what they put initially. Why? Because see, Bitcoin definitely not coming back to $3,000. That is for sure. I mean, that we all know, right? Pretty much, like the probability is, I think, 0.0001% for something like this to happen. But for a lot of people who have entered at this point, I mean, if there is a big dump that is happening, they have a big things to lose. Then comes the question. Now you understand, like, see what happened even in May. What happened when the euphoria started kicking in? When I'm talking about the Bitcoin price, by the way, guys, all the other altcoins are included, because the Bitcoin, all the other altcoins follow the price of the Bitcoin. So a lot of people, like, let's say somebody bought Litecoin at this point, and then the dump that happened, like, just suck the energy out of the complete coin. And right now again, some of the people are entering at this point, and then for Ethereum also, some of the people are like buying. Probably they bought at this point, but now they are again buying further at this point. What do we know? Maybe there is a big downfall. Let me tell you, the best of the experts in the industry, nobody exactly knows when the market top is coming, when the market down is coming. Even the biggest of the whale, it is not in control of single person's hand. Anyone who says that he knows for sure this is exactly when it is going to happen is actually lying, is just bragging about it. Definitely no one knows, but there are signs that the experts happen to know. There are probabilities. You can only predict the probabilities of knowing, and never regret the fact, like, let's say you bought at this point, right? You bought at this point and then you sold at this point, right? Or probably at this point you sold. For some of the people would say, okay, they'll start regretting, I should have bought at this point and sold at this point. No, do not do that. Nobody, like, almost it's very, very impossible to exactly touch the buy at the lowest and sell at the highest. Even if you are nearby, like you bought at this point and then you sold, like when the downfall was happening, like at 50,000, from 60 to 50, when it fell, you still sold. You are in a big chunk of profit. You did a great job. So never think that you will find the market top and market down perfectly, but you need to do your own research. Now I can show you some of the parameters, some of the indicators, the RSIs, when it is forming higher highs and higher lows, then definitely it is a bullish pattern, so price is going to increase. When it is forming lower lows and lower highs, it is a bearish pattern, so there can be danger sign. But these things are itself not enough, like, to make the decision right away, unless until, like, you get into the field for a significant duration of time. That's when you will get experience yourself. So what do I suggest? How now comes the solution part. What do you do apart from trying to see the technicals yourself. Try to follow the market, try to follow some of the good YouTubers, try to see when they predicted the past crash. I mean, see, all you can do is just be aware of that of something like this, that this can happen. Enjoy the profit. Definitely, eventually, even if after the downfall, Bitcoin is eventually going to more than $1 million. I believe that. But see, holding, let's say somebody who said, okay, I want to hold it forever, Bitcoin, right? 2017 at this peak point, and then it reached back to $3,000. I mean, this is quite painful, and it is not a small period of time. 3-4 years we are talking about. We do not know whether it will be another 3-4 years or something like that, the bear market, but still something like this probability, I mean, it is quite hurtful. So rather than that, you would want to sell at this point, and then probably once the bear market comes, you buy more Bitcoin. Like somebody who sold at this point, let's say $14,000, bought at this point, sold at $14,000, and then they got their money 14 times, and then once they bought again back at $3,400, they increased their number of Bitcoin. Initially, let's say they had 20 Bitcoins, but afterwards, buying at this point, they had 150 Bitcoin. You can increase the number of Bitcoin if you play the game right. So you need to follow a lot of YouTube channels, try to research yourself who are the good predictors, who are just the moon boys. Moon boys means every time they're bullish, like at any point they're like, okay, Bitcoin is going to 1 million, 10 million. Some of the people are always bearish. Any point, like even if the price is going up, this is bearish, dump is coming. But a lot of people are practical about the things. You try to see their history of predictions and then try to follow them, and then try to see what all are there. Like they consistently do exactly the same thing on their channel, and then try to see what all number of predictions went right. As I told you, nobody is perfect in this, but there are signs that a lot of experts would happen to know beforehand, and then try to follow them. Try to be conservative about the losses. Like just do not be a free hand where you are just like, okay, whatever happens. No. Once you're putting the money, you should enjoy the profits, take the profits, and be very, very vigilant. Once the Bitcoin starts falling down, I mean, in this bull cycle, personally, I believe Bitcoin is eventually going to reach more than $90,000. Conservatively, it can be even more. Far more than that, more than $90,000. Definitely till that point we are safe, but afterwards, after $90,000 plus, like we have to be a little vigilant when the dump is going to come, and do not just try to wait for the exact moment when the exact peak is there. You can never find it. Whenever you find the sign, you take the profit, and then see, even you take the profit, play it safe, play it conservatively, take your money, keep it with yourself, and then try to see the market. If the market is again healthy, the signs that were bad eventually gone away, eventually you see the market is going up further, there are further potential, you can put the money back in. And whenever you see again the sign, I mean, do not be greedy on this, but always be conservative. There are far more higher chances for you to lose money than to gain the money, but the chances to gain the money, those are also very, very big. Like obviously chances means like the percentage of increment. Somebody who bought at this point $5,000 and eventually like they got the 10x, some of the like Solana and other 70x, right? 70 times your money. But that is a cool story. There are harsh stories as well. As I told you, 95% of the wealth can be lost. So you need to be vigilant on that. And this is the reason for me to cover this video, so that this thing is in your mind. All you have to track is when the Bitcoin is going to dump hard, or the bear market is going to come, the whales are going to dump, everything else is going to dump. So wherever the money that you're putting in, you need to be conservative, take it out, pre-hand, and then once the bear market starts, or once the downfall has taken place, then you start accumulating back. It's not that you get out of the game, you have to get into the game. Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is there for the future. But then once the price is down significantly, that's when you start accumulating again, waiting for the next bull run, and when this price is eventually going to be more than $1 million. Again, guys, this channel is everything about how do we grow your finances, and this is our goal, to give you financial freedom. Please do ensure that you hit the subscribe button, and we will be covering a lot of different ways and opportunities and methods of making money online, offline. And in fact, these days we are specifically covering crypto very much. Why? Because this is what is in. This is where the big money is made these days. And then we are also going to cover in the future everything related with the metaverse. That is the next big thing. Facebook is going all in. I've been covering about the metaverse and a lot more opportunities. Please do comment down below for the best takeaway from this video, any of the questions that you may have. Thanks a lot for watching. Do smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, and I'll see all of you guys in the next video. Bye bye.